endurance race, I'll tell you what, it's no leisurely ride, so it makes it a real challenge. So awesome to see, and I'll go through all of those specifications today. So a magic day where we've even got some fun and some social rides and novice events as well, so should be fantastic. Honda Motorcycles in association with Taupo's Circuit Club Motorcycle Register endurance race coming up on Labour Weekend. Don't get caught out with Labour Weekend. For about the last 10 years or so, it's been the third weekend. This year it's gone to the fourth weekend. Not sure quite how people come up with the date of Labour Weekend, because you'd think it would be like a Queen's Birthday weekend or others that have a date that you always know, but Labour Weekend seems to have that ability to swing between the third or fourth weekend of October, so it's a little bit later this year. So here we are back with our racing now for our Lambs and Clubmans. Hamish Fox, this outstanding talent that we had not heard of when we came here in May, but there we go, one to go down, and the other ones then had to take some evasive action and give that man a gold medal. That whoever that was, and they've gone right through the kitty litter, and they've gone right out onto the green grass, and they're slowly making their way back to join up the track. He did that purely to miss the rider that had gone down. He's lost 4 places of his own right, and he's rejoined up with the track. If we've got that on a video clip, that is going to be marvellous. Take a note of that, the high-vis jacket and the red helmet. I do want to see that. Too far away to read his bike number, because that is gold. That will be, so far that goes to my number 1 Riders Award of the day. So he's got top votes at this stage. Oh, that was magic. So let's keep an eye on that. All to have avoided a rider that went off, so he purposely went in the kitty litter. He's gone literally then rode right out through the kitty litter. So don't try and turn in it. That's not the right thing to do, because you'll only come to grief. So he's done the right thing to ride through. What that meant was when he got the green grass, he had an even longer track to get back on the tar seal, and he's done it with precision. So great to see. And I'm now just looking to see where that rider is going to slot back. I can picture him over here. You can tell that he's faster than the traffic is around at the moment, because he almost wanted to overtake one of those riders. Is this going to be, is it Joseph? Is it young Joseph we were talking about as well? No, it's that man number 8, I think we've got out there. So we'll do our best. There it is, Mark Van Wettering. It's Mark on the Yamaha YZF 600. So there he is. And he officially comes up as being a clubman rider. So good on you, Mark. I'll tell you what, he showed way more experience than just a clubman rider for doing that. So hearty congrats for an amazing recovery. All right, so Hamish Fox is definitely in the front. Then we go to Adrian D'Souza along with Guillermo Mendez. We've got Chris Smythe in there. Mark Wettering, we were talking about, then looking to Joseph Shearer's Andrew Bordero, along with Tom Hodges, Edwin Bolton. And also have Sebastian Ashworth in there. I think might have been the next one. Keen just to see who else we've got to make those numbers. And looking to Chalky Fretney. And I think Chalky in our Lambs lineup has not made the start. It's a little disappointing. But anyway, Chalky's out there. He's got the BMW 650. And a bike that's obviously for a 650 is with the power to weight ratio that the NZTA are able to do to classify Lambs bikes. You often find 650s are quite an eligible bike for Lambs racing, and certainly the Kawasaki Vulcan is an exact example of that. Versus as well, another one. So the bikes that aren't, of course, when you think of 650 and you think of the likes of a 600cc sports production bike, there's no way they're Lambs approved. But with a power to weight ratio that is calculated and making them a safe bike to ride for a learner, you can get some bikes as small as 250 and also up to the likes of these 650s. So Lambs, learners approved motorcycles, as they join our Clubman's field here as well. Keen to look out and definitely bigger hints of blue sky. The blue sky is rolling right in around us, and look what the track does. Very, very quickly, you've now literally along the front here, you can see that your puddles have gone. So not everywhere, but in a lot of places. So the conditions improving immensely. I don't think I've ever been here before to see 0 cars on the spectator embankment. There is normally always 1 to 10, even on a smaller club day. So the conditions have put off a lot of spectators, and you can't blame them for that. Good news is the umbrellas have come down for the spectators. The sun is coming out behind us as well. So it won't take long, of course, to dry the track out. The key is it needs to stay like this and not come back with the rain, because that's what will be so challenging for the riders. Now, people like Hamish Fox, never ridden with wet tyres, doing it for the first time here today. So, of course, riders will want to get those wets off. You don't want to have a drying track and wet tyres, so they'll be absolutely shredding the rubber of a wet tyre, so they'll be pleased to hopefully get those off before our next round. It'll still remain as a wet event, meaning it's at the discretion of the riders, but when you've got wet tyres, you literally are looking for the puddles if it's going to be a drying track to make sure the tyres can do the work that they're doing, and yet still staying efficient from a adhesive traction point of view. Hamish Fox, Adrian D'Souza, Guy Mendez, Chris Smith in there, Mark Van Wettering, our rider that took the evasive action from our fallen rider. Presumably our fallen rider is Sebastian or Chalky, the two that haven't made it. That was on the opening lap, so it could have been Chalky Threfney that we had to go down. So any one of either Chalky or Sebastian, so we're left with the others. And again, like the last time with Supermoto and Intermediate, this is now our Clubman's and Lamb, so effectively two classes combined within the same race. Courtesy of Boyd Motorcycles on Tarapa in Hamilton, the Waikato capital, and of course big day in Hamilton yesterday with the All Blacks to play. And I'll tell you what, man, as far as the weather gods were concerned, well, for the rugby weather gods, they certainly got it right, but our road racing ones, we got it round the wrong way. Had the good day yesterday, not today, but certainly from that rugby point of view yesterday, man oh man, 92 points to 7, the All Blacks over Tonga. Wow, an incredible game of rugby, and I think all those there'll be critics out there, of course, that'll talk about it for the bad of it, but the good of it is certainly a great run for the players with less than 2 weeks. In fact, 2 weeks on Friday before our first game with South Africa. And, we will love it. Got our Spark Sport package set up for our TV coverage at home, so thoroughly looking forward to viewing that over the next month or so. All right, back to our racing. Hamish Fox, this young dynamic rider that we've enjoyed so much to see, is back to excite us and delight us again, and he's gone out with a bit of a double entry, in fact, for Clubman's, because it's not a specialist class. We look forward to seeing him in the junior lineup of the small bikes later on. So here's a man that's been an off-roader, specialised in just a bit of club motocross, done a little, and then got into enduros and cross-country, and love that. And he's done quite a few rounds of the series, didn't go to the final stage down on the west coast of the South Island 2 months ago, but he did many of the other rounds, and that's where he's got his skills as far as handling a road bike is concerned, because when you can handle motocross, and for that matter enduro, and all of its conditions, it probably from a critic's point of view, it makes road racing look reasonably easy. Just put the speed into road racing, of course, for the X factor. All right, so Hamish Fox is the man doing it at the moment. So loving your work out there, Hamish, and he'll be the one in control. So what opposite conditions to what we had at the start of this race, and here we are now. Well, the indications where it was going to get better. And it just, there we go, and Hamish at the moment, and look at that, he moved right over to the inside before he went on to the outside, and took the advantage, and he's just got through there past Adrian. In fact, he still shows as being in the lead, so he must have been back in second. Adrian must have had the advantage. The margin is .015, nothing in that one. So Adrian D'Souza has stolen something there off Hamish Fox. That is amazing. So the Aucklander on this 2008 Kawasaki ZX6, courtesy of Trimoto Rentals. So the 600 Pilot. Oh, there we go. So that's the bigger bike. So you got a 400 versus a 600. So from a bike point of view, that's chalk and cheese. Probably 400 to 600 only sounds like 200 cc's, but you actually go from a production street bike to a super bike, a super sport bike. So that's a significant difference in the bike technology. And I'm wondering whether coming down that straight, we were then seeing the 600 reel in the 400. So some work to do out there. Hamish, the young man, has got a great mentor behind him, and Connor London, head Connor here in the box with us. Big news for Connor is he's decided to step back from road racing. He had to make that decision just when he was starting to get used to things and decided to give it a go. He feels he's had one too many head knock, and we are aware of that, and I've congratulated him. It is a brave decision, but he's realised that headaches and dizzy spells aren't just caused by anything medical. There's something in it to tell, and there it is for Hamish. Oh no, sorry for Adrian, my apologies. Adrian, super excited. and just to see that change there. So there you go. Adrian had done it, but just talking about the Hamish Fox story, more importantly about his mentor and Connor London making the decision to step back from racing. So he will be in behind Hamish over this season, I'm sure behind a few others. So the Vista Light Central, long-time Kawasaki rider, of course, Will Sport man, had experience on other tracks around the world that many others would only ever dream about. Super well travelled and some great stories to tell. I'm just off the top of my memory, can't recall. There is one particular event overseas that he did extremely well at, and we'll ask him that when he comes back upstairs, because he joins us in the commentary for our senior class as well. So Connor, congratulations. A, on your success of what you've achieved, B, on your support of this young man Hamish Fox, and C, on your decision. And what a decision to make. Step back from racing to look after the greater welfare. And that's why we had stand up to have no silence, or whatever the fancy words it were, for head first and our head injuries, and what we did the big yell off at FMG Stadium in Hamilton yesterday for the All Blacks game. In fact, it's not about being silent, because people, when they are silent, is sometimes a telltale sign. It was to have a big yell and make some noise, and that's what it's encouraging people to do. Speak up when you think you've got an issue, and that's what people like Connor have said. Not that he's been anything in that kind of state, but he just said, hey, I've got a head injury, and we now know what it can lead to. So well done, Connor. All right.